you want to trade and like do that full time, like it's really a commitment. That's one thing people don't seem to understand, because like they think it's a quick money scheme. They think it's like I can make 10K in like 4 minutes, but it's like there's really a process to get up to that level.
Sometimes I feel like traders say that, but they're like, yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be quick usually for most people, but for me, I mean, there's a good chance I'm gonna make it quicker than most.
That mindset is something that has to be cultivated, like it's something you have to water like a plant. Like, you got to grow it over time. It's not something that'll just happen in a day. You find more value in things that don't come in a day, because it's like you really put in the time for it.
Yeah.
And nobody could take that from you.
Yeah, like imagine
so
if we all just started trading, it was just like quick. We made it within a month. Wouldn't it be sustainable? Or we would just all go crazy, like, I don't know, buy a bunch of drugs and all just OD. Like it doesn't make sense.
That's a fact, honestly. The people who win the most have probably made the best decisions the most. They've delayed their gratification. They've put certain things on hold.
So I'm here today with Chizu. You've been trading for 2 years, right?
Yeah, it'll be like 2
Okay.
years in like September. Yeah.
And you're trading mainly ICT concepts, right?
Yeah, really ICT concepts. I don't really dabble outside of anything like besides ICT.
Was it ICT since you started? Because I know he just recently, like in the past year, he like blew up.
Yeah. Um, for me, so like I don't know if you ever heard of like IM Academy.
Um,
I don't know if that's something that you're familiar with,
I don't think
but
so.
that was like it was like a trading platform slash network marketing platform that I used to be part of. This was like this was like beginning of 2020, like right before COVID. And I was like, I think I had just turned 18 or something. I was just trying to figure out how to make some money, right? Any way to make some money now that I'm 18. The world was getting realer and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, my friends, like in early late 2019, they had found like IM Academy, which like teach you about forex, different strategies, and then on top of that, it has like network marketing where you could attain residuals by inviting people, right? So,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, all right, it sounds like a good deal. Yeah, I was like, okay, it sounds like a good deal. It sounds like something I could profit off of. I'm learning strategies. I'm making residual income. Two incomes in one. So I was like, let's just give it a shot, right? So that was my mentality going into 2020, right? And then COVID hit, right? Like March of 2020. So we were inside. So all we had was time to like learn about trading,
Right.
learn about the markets, and then like learn about the residual side too. So I stuck with that from like I guess beginning of 2020 up until like early 2021, right? Because how it operated was, for IM Academy, like it was profitable, it was flourishing. It's just that people were doing like too much of like the network marketing side, where they're just recruiting people for that residual income, and like they weren't really like supplying people with the foreign exchange trading knowledge. So eventually, like it gradually fell off over time, and I, for one, I was a little like distraught because I really walked in there just really to learn about trading. I wasn't really the one for like residual income. It was never really my thing. For I just wanted to learn how to trade. And towards the end, like at least towards my end of using IM Academy, I found something called institutional concepts. When I first learned about it, I didn't know it was called ICT. It was called smart money concepts, right? So that was the
Yeah.
name it was presented to me as. But those fundamentals align with the same way that Michael J. Huddleston teaches his. So, I started learning about order blocks and expansions and consolidations and waking up 7 a.m. to catch good rips in the market. Yeah, so all that stuff, all that stuff was starting to like fall into place. So, I'm like, okay, this is really interesting. And on top of that, it's like the one strategy that I've seen amongst all the other strategies, because in IM they'll teach you like 100 strategies, and you
Yeah.
find one, you stick with one, that's your niche. ICT, like I just acclimated to that one so well because it's one where I don't have to like apply a whole bunch of like indicators, like MA cross, EMA cross, uh, bro. There's so many. There's so many. If you go on TradingView, you tap indicators, it's
Yeah,
like a
there's like
whole bunch.
hundreds.
But bro, there's hundreds, right? So um when I learned about ICT, or at least smart money, I noticed like I don't have to apply anything to it. I just have to use my eyes and get used to like scaling in between lower and higher time frames, and then I'll be good like maybe 80% of the time in my executions, right? So I'm like, damn, this is kind of interesting, right? So it was like I think beginning of May 20 uh I think no, yeah, I think it was beginning of May. My timeline is a little cooked. Okay, bet. So it was like May 2020. It was like May 2021, right? And like I'm just like fed up with the whole IM thing, right? I really just want to trade. So I left that scene, right? Mind you, there's like people that like brought me into that scene. I was like, I'm done with this. I delete anything that has to do with it. I strictly just want to know about trading, right? So boom. Feel me? I go to I take some time off just to like build my money back up, because
Hmm.
like I am it's like a paid membership, so like you're paying like maybe like 100 200 a month, you know and I'm also still in school during this time, still have a
Oh,
job, and I'm doing this trying to like invite people and then also teach them how to trade. So it's like my COVID was like busy, like I kept myself occupied, but I just wish like I could have went like I could have taken it a different approach, but I guess everything has its reasons. So after that May 2021, I built my money back up. Um, and then my friend who knew about ICT trading, he was also in IM. He like I paid him like what $50 for like the whole ICT course that's now on YouTube. I paid bro like $50, but it was like a year before ICT dropped it. So I guess it
okay.
has some value, right? Right. So like I spent what like so I spent like September 2021 up until like December just like studying, because they're monthly modules, right? So I spent that whole time just like going through the modules. I think maybe I have like 1 month or 2 months left out of like maybe the 10, because it was a year. It's a year long. Excuse me. So yeah, that's what I spent like a lot of my time doing. From like September to December, that was like most of my time in like practicing. And now 2022 started. Things weren't as remote as they were. So it was just a good time for me to like like spread my wings, start trading again. So I'm trading over time, in the mornings, I'm trading. Yeah, the process was working with ICT. Like I was noticing like I'm actually getting solid executions. I'm seeing news
Okay.
events and I'm using them to my advantage. Um, I'm catching 1 to 5s, 1 to 4s. I'm doing
Dang.
pretty good for somebody who's doing this on their own. I'm just watching some guy I've never met before. I'm watching his videos and I'm just literally imitating what he's doing,
Yeah.
right? So I I'm just like, shoot, I think this is going pretty well for me. It's just like when you want to trade and like do that full time, like it's really a commitment. That's one thing people don't seem to understand, because like they think it's a quick money scheme. They think it's like I can make like 10K in like 4 minutes, but it's like there's really a
Hmm.
process to get up to that level. Like ICT, I know like ICT was doing this when he didn't even have phones to like FaceTime his buddy with, or to even get on a podcast like this with, so he was on. I know like it was much more difficult. They just had, I don't even know what they used to analyze markets. They just went off like a strong bias and they stuck with it. If they had a good day, they had a great day. If they had a bad day, they had a bad day. That was it. But nowadays it's like much more easier. So I feel like people should take the time now to like really like sit down and learn if they want to. But like people like have like work, they have like school. Like me, I just finished
Mm-hmm.
my bachelor's. Like I'm
Oh,
thankful that I
nice.
finished it because now like I have my yeah. So I have my time now to like commit to like ICT and just like working. But really ICT, that's like my main focus now. These next couple months as it starts getting cold over here in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, you know. Gonna lock in and just really get to this, really just understand the process to a T, right? So it's been like since it's about to be maybe almost 2 years, you know, to according to like what I've researched about like experienced
Mm-hmm.
traders have probably put in like 7 to 8 plus years into this game, you know. So I would say I'm a little still fresh, and now that I have the time, I could really be like turn into a veteran. So that's what I'm gonna spend these next couple months doing. Facts. Um,
Okay, so
yeah, that's really
you're
about it.
giving
Any questions?
you're giving yourself like a 8 year time horizon, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm really gonna do it in four, you know, but experienced people, at least according to like jobs and like news reports that I've read, um,
Yeah.
they usually say like, oh, like seasoned traders are like, 6 to 8 years in the game. I don't think I'm gonna need that long. Um, I don't think I'm gonna need that long. I just need time. Because what happens is people are just so like everybody's focuses are like, split up and distracted. So it's like, nobody really has that time to just dive all in. But now I have the time to dive all in. So it changes a lot for me, you know. I'm gonna become like I'm gonna become obsessed. Like I'm just saying it now on camera. So like when this goes up on TikTok, and people are like, okay, is he serious? And by the time like they see it and it gets like 100K views, and I'm making like 100K, they're gonna be like, oh shoot, he wasn't joking. So yeah, facts.
Do you follow me
Just
on
like, cause
TikTok?
like, yeah, yeah, that's how I found you, bro. That's how I found the Discord. I
Oh,
actually
okay.
deleted TikTok because it was kind of distracting during the
No,
school year,
yeah.
but yeah, facts. Because you just swiping, seeing funny stuff. There's trading stuff, people cracking jokes, skits, whatever. So I was like, shoot, let me just get off this app for a little bit. But I'm gonna re-download it. But that app is how I even found your page because I just looked up ICT because I realized TikTok has so much like
Yeah.
information on it. If you're using it correctly, so I was like, whoa, like it's kind of like crazy. And then I looked up ICT, I looked up trading ICT. People are just cooking up videos on the daily basis, just like
Yeah.
making stuff. And then I saw like in particular what I liked about your page was that you had like a record of like your win to loss ratio. And
Mm.
I just like that in particular just because like you really showed like the hundreds of like executions that you've taken and the amount of accuracies that you've tried to get to through like your just through your own process, and I know that's made you better over time. So that's what really stuck out to me. And then I saw like a free Discord link right there, and you explained it in the video about yeah, this is for anybody who is just interested in ICT and wants to be in a chat about it. And I was like doing ICT on my own for a while. So, it was just like, sure, let me see what like a community of people, like-minded
Yeah.
individuals would be like. So that's why I joined the Discord. I was a little MIA for a while because I had to wrap up the bachelor's, but that's done now. So yeah,
Yeah,
man, I definitely like it.
the Discord, I mean, we've all been MIA. We went pretty hard from like whenever I opened it December till like I don't know, a couple months into the new year, and then like
Yeah.
slowly I just stopped messaging more and other people stopped messaging. So it's like cuz like you kind of get to a point where uh it is a little bit distracting. Although it was like helpful at times, talking with people and even doing like live calls, but it gets to a point,
Mm-hmm.
and like experienced traders say this too, like they get to a point where they're like they just want to be alone, just them and like the charts, and figure it out. Um,
Oh
that's kind
yeah,
of like where I'm at. So I just feel like um, me putting time with the Discord wasn't really aligning with that, unfortunately.
yeah.
But I did.
I
I
see.
mean, it was cool to try out and like do it. And there's like I had some good relationships from there. Like I have a couple good trading friends from that now.
Nice.
So what was an IM Academy?
Hmm.
How was your trading in that compared to ICT? Is it like completely different? Way better?
Yeah, yeah. I would say yeah. It's much more different now. Like with the IM trading platform, where like they're teaching a whole bunch of strategies. Um, like I would say it's different because all the capital that I was using to pay for that membership, I wasn't putting
Mm-hmm.
it into my own trading account. So I would maybe have like $100 to throw in a trading account, not or even less than $100. I wouldn't even have a lot of
Oh,
money to even start trading with. So it would kind of be hard in the sense where like I'm just trying to build from like a Pee-wee account. So
yeah.
yeah, it was just really it was really annoying, but after I built my money, after I left that, I just stopped paying that stuff. And I'm just trying to be professional. I know because I know it's gonna go like online and stuff. But, you
You're
know,
good.
uh after I, got my money right and then I just built back up, and then studying ICT on my own, it's like, okay, I got the capital now. I got some real capital to play with. And I'm learning this strategy on my own. Like this strat, like other strategies, like they were taught to me 9 times out of 10 by like people I never met, or like people who not that people I never met, but people who like were only doing it just for like people who were only doing it just to say that they did it. To be honest, it's not like they like cared. When I there are some videos
Mm.
in ICT's modules where like I know you watched them, and it's like he'll literally sit down for like maybe like 40 minutes and just talk about the process. And I feel like the process is like every person in this life, like, like they have like their own route that they're gonna take to like ascend it to new levels. So with that being said, like Michael J, shout out big bro,
Michael
he
J.
would Michael J. Love my guy MJ, you know what I'm saying? you know, um he really talks about the process because like he's been in this game for a while. He's seen the ins and outs. He's been with proprietary firms. He's like hit challenges. People have challenged him, and he's
Yeah.
excelled every time. And like one thing that he always talked about, like at least from like I remember from the first beginning few months of news modules, he would really talk about you really got to put in time for this. This isn't like something you do for like 1 year and think everything's gonna be sweet. It's like, no, this is something that could change your life if you try to stick to it for a lifetime.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about him. He's a very straightforward individual. I feel like that's just something like people need in their lives for real. Yeah. So
Yeah, no, he's awesome.
that's like very well. Yeah.
Something you said reminded me of your, because I looked at your Discord about me, like your profile about me, which I thought it was pretty cool. Whatever, I don't know if you came up with that or if you got the quote from somewhere, but it says,
Yeah.
execute the new knowledge you attain daily, repeat it until it's second nature, and reach the apex of this world. Which is like, I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I
like,
came up with that myself. I was
it's true, I think, because like especially as a trader, you're constantly learning new things if it's ICT or just your own market research. And like a lot of people don't, they either don't repeat it enough or they're not attaining the right information, you know. Um,
Mhm.
so I think that was cool. I just wanted to point that out. not a lot of people
Appreciate
have
that, man. Appreciate.
not a lot of people have that mindset, and also the mindset of like knowing like I feel like you have a good understanding that it's not going to be quick. Whereas sometimes I feel like traders say that, but they're like, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be quick usually for most people, but for me, I mean, there's a good chance I'm going to make it in like
Mhm.
quicker than most, which I mean, everyone thinks that because everyone thinks they're like a little bit smarter than the average person.
Yeah, you know,
Like,
like with me, hold on, I just gotta relocate. But
relocate real quick.
I made that like on my own. Like I don't think you're not gonna find like that specific quote anywhere because it just kind of like came from my brain one day. I was just reading up a lot on stuff. Um, and like I was looking up the new definitions. Like one thing I do is I have an app on my phone. I have an app on my phone where like I kind of like look up a new word a day. There's always a new word a day, you know. So I think like that's
Uh
like a
huh.
culmination of like different words um I've like learned over time, and then also just like that one quote kind of like applies to just a lot. I think it applies to life, to be honest. We're young. Well, I'm
Yeah.
21. I don't know how old you are, but I'm young. So like that mindset, like in that bio, in my Discord bio, it's something that has to be cultivated. Like it's something you have to water, like a plant has to give it light. Like you got to grow it over time. It's not something that'll just happen in a day. And I think you find more value in things that don't come in a day because it's like you really put in the time for it,
Yeah.
and nobody could take that from you.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
imagine if
So.
we all just started trading and we were all like it was just like quick, like we made it within a month. Like I don't know. Like we no one would it wouldn't be sustainable, or we would just all go crazy
Mhm.
like I don't know, buy a bunch of drugs and all just OD. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Um
Like,
what
let me see. Yeah, bro. That's a fact. Honestly, that's a fact. Like, I wouldn't be as appreciative of like the money I would make from it if like it was like quick paced, or like if I
mhm.
didn't have a full understanding of it and I just had a big cash out. I'm gonna just try and splurge all of it. And
Yeah.
I think like with time, and with time comes wisdom. So it's definitely I would say it's definitely something that like with trading is you become appreciative of it, for sure.
What do you think is like your
Definitely,
biggest
definitely.
struggle right now in trading?
So my biggest struggle right now regarding trading, well, I guess at the time it was time that was the issue. Like, so I told you I just very recently graduated and received my bachelor's, and then on top of that, I was also interning in the city. So I would be
Oh,
interning in the city. Yeah, because I'm in NY, so I would literally go remote. I'm literally going in person to this department, in Lower Manhattan like 3 times a week for like 5 hours in a day. So it takes time to commute there and then get back home. So it was just a lot. My issue right then and there was just like time, and then like I also work too. And then I would say right now, is like uh my main issue right now is just like readjusting to like just like life out with no school, life no internship. Because I've been in school, bro. I've been in school since I was
yeah,
6 years old. I never took a break.
right.
I never took a year off. So serious. Like I never had the time to like enjoy myself. I never had time just to like figure myself out. Like, who am I? outside of a classroom? Who am I like in the real world? So
Mm-hmm.
like you start with these like real deep thoughts sometimes, and then like life be life, and bro, keep it a buck. Like life will hit you with like all types of like situations and issues, that you got to deal with as well. So I think right now, I guess my issue with trading, I wouldn't even call it my issue with trading. Just like my issues right now is just like readjusting or adjusting to a new atmosphere, and then like
Mm-hmm.
just gradually resolving, some issues in my life. That's what I would say. Um,
Yeah.
but I think ICT will like kind of like help me like focus more, because it'll be something I can dedicate myself to. And then on top of that, on top of just like locking in with that, it would kind of help me like it would kind of just put my mind in like a positive direction, to be honest. That's what I can say for sure. Like, yeah.
School, yeah, like when you get out of school, like whether it's high school or college, like you said, we're literally in school from like the since we're little kids until we're like young adults. So it is pretty crazy. Like when you get out of school, like I remember I didn't finish my bachelor's. I dropped out. I got my associates
uh,
though, but I dropped out and I was like, dang, like it's finally over. Like I don't have to worry about like, the next essay, the next test, the next exam, the next homework assignment that's gonna take me like all
bro.
night. It's just constant stress.
Yes.
And then even when you're on break in between semesters, it's like you're you can't really enjoy it that well, at least for me, because I was like, dude, I know next semester is right around the corner. So it does take a little bit to adjust to that and not I think it's easier to fall into also just like being complacent or lazy because it's like now
Mhm.
you can do whatever you want and you don't need to do anything.
That's
So you could just sit at home and watch TV all day. Like no one's
yeah.
gonna stop you. Or I guess at least for me it was like that. No one would if you don't have a
Yeah,
job
bro.
also like it.
On top of that.
ICT he's a pretty good mentor also because he does talk about things outside of trading. Like he'll talk about anxiety a lot and like how like he
Uh,
knows the struggles of like traders. So he'll talk about how those struggles can sometimes make or break you as a trader. Like if you're doing stuff because you want to prove yourself to your friends and family and coworkers. Like what's that name he always
uh-huh.
says? Not Chad. He says don't be a something
I,
some name. I can't
I
remember it
know,
right now.
I
Um
can't remember. It's been so long I heard that.
yeah.
Oh, fuck.
He
Don't be a
basically
Nard
says
or
don't
something like
don't
that.
be a uh anyways, yeah, he says don't be that person that like, you're trying to like if you're doing trading for the wrong reason, you pretty much lost before you even began. So
Yeah.
it does start with the mindset, I think, but you also need to like I feel like I have a good mindset, but like it's not gonna make you rich and successful. Like just because I have a good mindset, like you have to put in the work
Yeah,
and the right type of work. So
that's true.
I think hopefully this winter is gonna be good for you if you can be locked in and focus on ICT, focus on the charts. If you have your
Yeah.
mindset right, then like it's only gonna benefit you. Like even if you come out and you're not profitable, like you're gonna improve in trading and in life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the main goal. You know, especially with like the way the world is right now, because like you already know how news events will affect the markets, and just watching the way the
Mm-hmm.
dollar's been moving. um, especially this summer. You know, it's just interesting to see like how it'll like all entail towards the end of the year. That's something I'm looking forward to because this other trade, you just want to see what happens. You know, as it goes by day. You know, candlestick by candlestick. You know what'll ensue. Um, you know, see what how many dollars you could get out of it. At the end of the day, that is what it boils down to. You know, because once you have the mindset, the money comes right after. So I just feel like we could a lot could get done. A lot could get done. Um, that's just really what I'm looking forward towards. You know, especially these next few months. Now that I'm like officially done with school, um, I just want to make most out of my
Yeah.
career, out of my legacy. Facts. That's really about it.
Hmm.
And then
I respect that.
oh yeah, when you were talking about like don't be that person who's trying to impress people, like that kind of resonates with me because like sometimes you know how parents will be like, oh, like you're just trying to like impress your friends, or like you're trying to like what do they say? My mom, she'll be like, oh, like are you just doing it because your
Show
friends are
off.
doing it? So yeah, something along
Uh,
those lines, right? So like my mom will be saying that sometimes, and it'll bug me because it's like I'm my own person. I know who I am, at least for the most part. I know there's more of me to discover, but hearing that I'm trying to be like somebody else, especially in this life, is kind of crazy, because I'm an original. So it's kind of different. It's kind of weird and to hear that. So I feel like with like knowing ICT, knowing a trading style that could bring me, some really good gains in this life. I feel like that would also separate me from the people around me. It would definitely like I'll definitely be seen like outside the box, at least opposed to like
mhm.
others that I know. Yeah, that's also another reason why I like ICT. I feel like it could just separate me from uh, what people would classify me as, or what people could say about me. You know, they could say like all this negative stuff, but like they can't come at like what I've done or like the results that I'm going to achieve. They can't say anything. They can't say a word. All they can do is just like love it or hate it. They're gonna watch. Especially as time goes on. Like at the end of the day, I don't care. Like I never really cared to like impress people. I never really cared to like show people like, oh yeah, I'm that guy, I'm him. I've never been that guy, to be honest. I'm generally humble, but there comes a point in time, right, when you've achieved a certain amount where like it'll just show in your natural processes, you know. So
Mhm.
I want to get to that point where like my results, you just see it on the regular. Like you could just tell like he's not the same Chizu that he once was. That what I would say is like my main goal right now, to just become newer, more polished.
Chizu 2.0.
Chizu 2.0, the new Chizu. Facts.
Yeah, the thing that's awesome about that about life, not to sound like too spiritual or whatever, is like you could literally every day you can get a little bit better, right? Just based on your
Uh-huh.
decisions. Like today I'm gonna eat cake for breakfast, or today I'm gonna have like something healthy. Today I'm gonna spend time researching, or today I'm gonna watch TV. And like if you spent all day watching TV yesterday, that's fine. You can either do the same thing today, or you can make a different decision. So like every day you're either going towards old Chizu or Chizu 2.0, which is I think pretty cool. You don't have to, just because you had a bad day, you don't have to continue that.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, and especially like also another thing is like like life hits you with something really crazy or unexpected, like being able to bounce back like much more like just being able to bounce back harder after like whatever happens, you know. Cause like life, so I don't know if you ever heard of Andrew Tate. I don't know if you ever heard of the
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
But you know, I last night I was watching this interview he was on with a psychoanalyst. And they
Mm,
had like a really in-depth conversation. And Andrew Tate, like, I think the reason why at least a lot of people, I'm not just gonna generalize it and just say just men, but people in general, the reason why people could just like acclimate towards his mindset is because like it's a very straightforward one, where it's like life has like, you know, these very unexpected moments that you cannot control, you know. At times it's just out of your hands, and like um you know, they're just gonna hit you, and it's just like how your character is kind of like dependent. The character is just really based off of like how you bounce back on that, because it's like life is gonna give you shitty results sometimes. Like it's gonna like hit
yeah.
you with some nonsense, and you're just gonna have to deal with that, you know. Like those are just the cards you're dealt. So it's like, what move are you gonna make after? Like, what's the next best decision you can make? Because every day, the people who win the most have probably made the best decisions the most. That's
Hmm.
what I see it as. Like they've delayed their gratification. Um,
Yeah.
they've they've put certain things on hold. You know, um, they've cut certain people off. They've done a plethora of things to achieve results that they want. Not even just the trading world, but whether they're a celebrity, a basketball player, an actress, a cook, whatever. You know, they put in the time and they've like locked in and like remove certain distractions in order to attain results. So when I think of that and I compare myself to a stature like that, is like, what could I do to like get closer to that? Then, you know, it gets deeper.
My last question: What
Yep.
what would you say is like the biggest lesson you've learned from trading? Whether it's like in
Uh,
trading itself or like trading in life.
biggest lesson I've learned from trading is give time to things that bring the most value. Give time to things that reap the most benefits. If something's not gonna give you like a great benefit, um, like it would make no sense to put your time into it, because time is the only commodity that you can't get back. You can get back money. If you lose money, if you lose a large sum of money,
Hmm.
you can make it back with a little bit of time. But time, like even these seconds right now that we're using, you know, we're not gonna get it back. So, you know, at least we're talking about
True.
something that's of value, something that's of substance. But you know, time is very rare. You never know what next week will hold, next month will hold, you know. So, you know, as we live this life, you know, definitely putting time into things that create value will in you know, end result, make us valuable people. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Um. uh, But just to clarify, when you say, do you mean to spending time on trading itself is valuable, or do you mean like within trading, find the things that give you the most return for your time? Are you just talking like
So
general?
in trade, I was talking a little bit general, but more pertaining to trading, definitely finding like, cause like there's so many things inside ICT, so many different components you could use to kind of like
Hmm.
make ICT
Yeah.
work for you. So like me, for me, it's like reversals and expansions. And with reversals, there's usually a consolidation and then like a break above an old high, like a small break above an old high, and then a complete reverse. And then with expansions, you know, You'll have like an order block at the bottom on like a lower time frame, and then it'll expand, and then it'll retrace back to the OB, and then it'll go back up. So like depending on like what you can see best in the market with your own eyes, you can use that to your advantage. And then also trying to get better with stuff that you're not good at as well in trading as well. That'll help a lot. That's why ICT says that, and like it is very profound. Like recently, like in my execution log, like I literally like type down like what I saw that like at that specific time I executed a trade. So it'll be like on a higher
Uh,
time frame, I noticed like prices at like a discounted or a premium level. So like also understanding your confluences, understanding your confirmations, your confluences, um, making sure you have enough before executing. Uh, yeah, things of that nature. I hope I answer your question. Because when people talk about trading,
yeah,
it gets
yeah.
into a tangent very. So but yeah, that's that's what I can say. I can say much more, but no facts.
Yeah, no, I
That's where
could.
I'm at with it.
Awesome.
You already
Well, I
you already know
appreciate.
how it gets. Like,
Yeah, like I could talk about trading for. That's the only reason I started a podcast and was confident I would be able to do it. Because like, even if I feel like crap or whatever, it's like trading. I've been doing it for so long and I love it. So like,
yeah.
I don't even like. I've been an introvert for a while. Like I don't even. I'm not one to kind of want to talk to people or go out of my way. But like,
Uh-huh.
it's trading, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's like it's our
Well,
field, it's our area.
yeah. I appreciate you coming on, Chizu. Um,
Uh-huh.
we'll see. Maybe I'll get the Discord up and running again, or who knows. But I hope everything goes well for you in winter and in the next couple months. And maybe we can do it again in like a year and see where we're both at. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah, I would like that a lot. Like a part two, a year later, a part two, just to see, you know, how both of us are doing, how's trading treating us. I do plan on staying in the trading realm for quite some time. So with that, only more gains can come from that.
Hmm.
Yep.
Both in trading and out of trading.
In trading and
All
out of
right. Well,
trading, you didn't lie.
yeah.
All right. Take care, Eric. It was nice talking to you. Definitely gonna text you on Discord. Yeah, we got some work to do, so it's time to lock in.
All right. Have a good rest of your day. And for everyone else, see you next time.